Hey, what's going on, everybody? Boilon here, and welcome back to another video on Marvel Strike Force. Today we have some interesting news regarding, we have a new raid coming, and that's called Alpha Raid 5. We haven't had a Greek raid update in quite some time, and I wonder how this is going to go. And first of all, I wonder when this is going to come, because we actually do have Gamma Raid until next week. It's in the data mines, and maybe this will be here in time for the Alpha Raid launching in 7 days. But I also am wondering whether or not it's going to come then. Otherwise, we're waiting for like another 4 weeks. So I hope it is in a week's time. We got to talk about what this raid is, what we're going to be getting, and all that and more in today's video. So if you're ready to go, let's boil this down. So, of course, I want to give a special shout out to Tana, who does the majority of the data mines. At least in my Discord server that gets redirected, it seems to be Tana. I did subscribe to another group, I think, who did it for a while, but don't know what happened there. So now, my Discord server is populated with Tana's data mine redirects. So let's talk about that a little bit. That's where I got news, and other people have told me as well, that an Alpha Raid 5 is on the way. Normally, when it's in the data mines, I would say it's about a week or two out. So this is plausible that this could still be coming for the Alpha Raid that's due up in 7 days. So this is going to be a harder version. It's going to be a brand new raid. It's not Alpha Raid, 4.4 or 4.5. It's going to be a brand new one. So we're skipping 4.4 and 5, and we're just going straight to 5 in this instance. I don't know if we're going to get a version of that, for beta. Maybe we will. And I doubt it for Gamma. They've been working on reworking Gamma and things like that. I'm assuming 4.5 is just what we're stuck with, and then maybe Alpha and Beta will get a brand new one. Who knows? We'll see. So squad level 85 plus. That means that this is recommended for a bare minimum of gear tier 16 plus. So that's quite a bit. Well, actually, it doesn't say that. No, it says gear tier 14, but level 85. I'm blind, clearly. Level 85 is gear tier 16. So I don't know why they would say that, though. And they should just say 75, gear tier 14. Maybe it's a typo, right? It's Scopely, so you never know. And there's a little bit more going down. We also do have a Thor Infinity. This is not a surprise. They're kind of going backwards a little bit. Maybe they're releasing passes so quickly because actually in game right now, not the Strike Pass, the RTA pass is going back to Gwenpool, which is a bit strange because we just had I guess Beta Ray Bill, not Beta Ray Bill, Ghost Rider is going to be the next Strike Pass on the back of Miss Marvel, but maybe the new character ones are coming out too quickly, and so they're actually going back on some of the characters. It's fine, it is what it is. Extra shards if you need it for Thor Infinity War. And here is some problems with regards to this, and it was in here somewhere in the data mines, but there are going to be particular, I forgot where I saw it, but there was particular nodes in the new Alpha Raid 5 that's going to contain nodes for Web Warriors, Astonishing X-Men, or both. And so it's largely going to be the same as what we already have. And excuse any lag that I don't know what's going on with my internet right now. There's a little bit of recording lag between my camera, which is actually by my phone through an app, which uses Wi-Fi. So something to do with my internet's being wonky right now. So if you see like my visuals kind of like lagging out like that, I think, so my apologies. So I'll try. Just listen to my voice. And anyways, so this is going to be largely the same of what we're used to with Alpha, right? Which is going to be City, Cosmic, and Global. Now it's probably going to be a lot harder. The enemies are going to be updated. They're going to be newer characters. So you would probably want to stick with raid teams that are primarily used, not necessarily raid teams, you can use whatever you want, of course, but characters that have longevity. And so for me, the Invaders, for example, are a very strong global specific team. For City, I don't actually know. Obviously, Bifrost are all cosmic, so that's fine there. I don't know what the latest thing in City. Secret Defenders, actually, probably would make the most sense, possibly. We have Miss Marvel Hardlight, we have Black Cat, and we have Ghost Rider. We don't have Photon because she's cosmic. There you could use, it actually does. City's always been the most tricky one for Alpha in general, even when it was harder back in the day, because that there wasn't a crazy ton of options. So I would probably still go with the Secret Defenders because most people are going to be building them up pretty high, and that will depend on your, and the other two will depend on your roster. You know, I might use Shang-Chi. I might use Squirrel Girl because she can heal. Hell, I might use Swarm. Who knows? And so that's going to really vary depending on your roster. Maybe you use some new warriors. Spider-Man 2099 standalone. So there are other fill-in options that you're going to have. Possibly moving forward as well with new patches, we might have some better characters there as well. There's some rumors that the tech the tech raid team might be a city villain team as well, so we might be able to get some use of some new characters there. So that's highly possible too. And then we got some lag a little bit on the Nexus hard mode chapter 3 and 4. There was a blog post that went out about that. That's going to be 5 days delayed or something like that. And of course, it has Union Jack. And Titania, I'm almost, it's down here. Yeah, right. And also a Ronin Strike Pass. So that's going to be after the Ghost Rider one. There's a Ghost Rider one coming up, I think. And then after that, it's probably Ronin. So that's no surprise there. Anyways, after his event has gone live. And so this is what I saw down here. I'm going to zoom in a couple more times down here. So this was enter the new Alpha Elite Orb. So I don't know about you all, but for me specifically, I don't know why I've been hoarding it, but there's absolutely nothing in these orbs that I need. Zero. The Gamma Raid Orb, the Beta Raid Orb, I'm even surprised I've opened some of these, and the Alpha, these ones, there's nothing in it. It's like orange gear, there's no teal gear, of course. Orange and purple gear I don't need. Character shards I don't need. It's just Ultimates food for me at this point. I haven't even bothered to open them, but I guess I might as well because it's probably going to be going away soon. So if you haven't opened them, if you're still on them, they're not going to change. I don't know why. I thought they might. I don't know. Sometimes they revamp them. Anyways, we're getting a new one. It's called the Alpha Raid Elite Orb. Alpha Elite Orb. And it's going to contain... Alpha Raid 5 features increased node rewards, along with the introduction of the Orb, which is going to be in the Raid Completion rewards, which contains character shards for Secret Avengers, Ionic Avengers, and top Alpha Raid Orb characters. Now, these are all super old characters. And none of these are characters that people need. For the people who are probably going to be running this raid, honestly. It seems to be aimed at closer to level 85 G16, even though it doesn't say that. Maybe you can run it at G14 with some of the newer teams like Bifrost. And you do get blue ions, you get blue 4 ions, and you get blue 5 ions. And some teal catalyst parts. So that's good. That's all good. This is all good. But the character shards are just really inconsequential. There's going to be nothing that you're probably... I haven't seen the orb, but based on the description, it sounds like nothing that you're actually going to need. Well, yeah, you get pretty much, because nobody's really building Secret Avengers anymore. Nobody's really building Bionic Avengers anymore. We're waiting for that Tech Raid team to come out. P.S. Don't build Bionic Avengers. It's a waste of time. Just wait. Your resources will be better served that way. So it depends on what top Alpha Raid Orb characters actually means, if that's any good. To enter... Oh, this is interesting. So this just talks about what I was just saying. To enter Alpha Raid 5, characters need to be at a minimum of Gear Tier 16. Most nodes require Global, City, or Cosmic, while select nodes require Web Warriors or Astonishing X-Men. Okay, so, again, maybe subject to change. At least the other part, which was not this one, but the other message above here, which suggested that it was tailored towards Gear Tier 14. Again, I thought that was a typo because obviously level 85 is aimed towards Gear Tier 16. And it's kind of clarified here that you need a minimum of Gear Tier 16 to enter, which is interesting because that's exactly the same as Gamma 4.5, which my alliance accidentally launched. We're mostly doing 4.4, but hopefully next time Gamma comes around, we do get 4.5, only because some of the Gear Tier 16 requirements on some of these other lanes are characters that, you know, and you need 5. You can't start the node unless you have 5 of them. And so that's probably the biggest problem. I'm okay. I literally have 5 exactly. But not everyone has Black Widow in my alliance. And I guess if you're a veteran, you would have Maria Hill. But other than that, the rest of the characters, you wouldn't necessarily have a Gear Tier 15. So this might be a potential issue going forward with the Alpha Raid, specifically on the nodes that require Web Warriors and Astonishing X-Men. And to that extent, I want to kind of go through, and me as a veteran player, I want to share what I have for those characters. And so we'll start with Astonishing X-Men, since it's alphabetical order. And I have none of them at Gear Tier 16. Not even Jubilee. I did not boost a single one of them to Gear Tier 16. So, if there is a node that requires me to have Gear Tier 16, and requires me... I don't know where the hell that... I don't know where... Anyways, it's in here somewhere that requires Web Warriors or Astonishing X-Men. I think it could be a boss node, honestly. And if I need to have that, I'm not sure if I'm going to actually boost my characters up to do this. And the reason is because I feel that teal gear is not in a place where I want to waste it. Even just to 16, because the catalyst, the origin gear pieces, honestly are things that I still need for all of my characters that are going up to gear tier 18, and I don't want to waste this stuff. I've been farming teal mutant gear like mad. I'm pretty sure I put out a video about teal gear, and specifically like teal mutant gear and how bad things were. Since then, I had just gone mad about farming this in every single store and in the Nexus hard mode campaign. So, I can't really afford to do this. I can't afford to, even the catalyst, even if it's just 100 plus whatever the unique is, I just can't afford to do all of this. I don't want to do this for the entire team. So for those of you who have gear tier 16 Astonishing X-Men, that's great. Congratulations, you'll have no problems flying through this. For newer accounts, or for newer players, mid-game players that, kind of skip the Astonishing X-Men meta, raid meta, then you have to go back to do it? Is that what they're asking people to do? I guess we won't know 100% until we see the map in terms of how early are we blocked by not having them. That could be a potential problem. And finally, I do want to take a look at Web Warriors as well. Now, this is not too bad for me, but once again, I don't really want to gear tier 16 them if I don't have to. I took Ghost Spider and Scarlet Spider into Dark Dimension 5 City, so that part of things was okay for me. But for everyone else, I did not take them. Some people might have some people may have taken OG Spider-Man to Dark Dimension 5. This was, I wouldn't say recommended, but there were some choices of people who did this, and that's fine. Spider-Punk was flat out garbage, and most people didn't do Miles. So if I do want to have to do a Web Warriors node, then I'm going to have to consider doing that. I'm wondering if it's going to be because this is a city team. Astonishing X-Men is a global team, and I wonder if there will be one for Cosmic, actually. And who knows what that might actually be. But I don't really want to go back and have to gear these old teams. At least Web Warriors for new players functions as an unlock for Shuri, as Spider-Verse, but as far as needing to use them to gear tier 16 levels, it's a bit much. It's okay for veterans, not so okay for an almost 2-year-old team that people don't want to build up that much anymore because there's no value in them. They suck everywhere. So it would be a complete waste to have to gear these characters up. To gear tier 16 for the purposes of clearing Alpha Raid 5. That's just my opinions, anyways, of course, because unless the blue 4-5 ion... No, it's just not blue 5, is it? Is blue 4? No, there is blue 5 ions, allegedly. So if this is a daily amount, and it's quite substantial, maybe. But you're still talking about a lot of gold investment. Don't forget that to get to level 85 is quite expensive. I think we're looking at something like, I want to say about 14 million gold to get to level 85 per character. So that's a huge level investment that we're talking about for people who may not have done that. People who, who skip this. Skip the Web Warriors, skip the Astonishing X-Men because we're well past that at this point. So I don't know. I can sort of do it, but I know that a lot of other people might not. Let me know in the comments down below what you think about the Alpha Raid 5 and where your characters, especially those two teams, where they're at for you. And are you willing to go the extra way to get to Gear Tier 16 to go into that? Because it makes it sound like there might be some difficulties. There might be Alpha Raid 5.1, something like that. But for the bare minimum, they're asking us for Gear Tier 16 for those sets of characters, alongside any other characters that you're going to use in your particular lanes that you want to do for that raid. So, I don't know. We'll see. I obviously want some better... I do want better Greek raid content. I don't like when they kind of enforce specific sets of characters. Gamma was never a favorite one of mine. And I don't like the idea of them mandating Web Warriors and Astonishing X-Men for other players who never bothered and skipped them. So that's my thoughts. That's the end of the video. Enjoy the rest of your week, everyone. And until next video, stay safe and healthy. And I'll see you all later. Boilon signing out.